Hey guys, it's your girl Tanya Smith of TanyaSmithOnline.com. I'm actually doing a simulcast tonight because I wanted to reach as many of my friends as I possibly could to share this groundbreaking new tool and service with you. I originally have been scheduled to deliver a third part in the series that I'm doing called How to Spice Up Your Brand on Social Media. But when I found out about this app, this tool, this service yesterday, I thought, you know what? This is a prime opportunity for me to make sure that all my friends and colleagues who are serious about social media. So when I say that, because this is also broadcasting on my personal page, I'm talking to you, those of you who are my friends that support a cause or a business, a charitable organization. If you're trying to create a presence for yourself online, and you've been struggling with creating complex websites or paying someone thousands upon thousands of dollars to have a website built for you, and you're struggling with making sure that changes are done and all these other things that come with that, then I think this is going to be a brilliant option for you. And when it was shared with me at first, I really had to process it a little bit, and I'll give a shout out right now to Donna Holmes Stewart. She is one of the members of one of my Facebook groups, the Snack Size Content Creators, and she actually had sat in on the same presentation that I did and instantly sent me a note and asked a couple of questions that I'm going to try to answer tonight. She asked, for instance, would this service be something that would be useful for someone who is just starting out, for someone who has a minimal presence online? So I'm going to try to answer that question, but I'm also going to go ahead and get into what 22 Social is. So before I do that, let me do a quick check-in and just make sure that I truly am live, because I've done that and had almost an entire webinar and it was just me. So I don't want to make that mistake tonight. I'm double checking real fast here. And if you are here, you're joining me for the first time and have never seen me on live before, let me just introduce myself and tell you that I am what I consider to be a snack size marketing strategist, meaning that I work with entrepreneurs to help them grow their brands and be more visible by leveraging short form content on social media. So I guess you could say I really get into social content strategy. And one of the things that I'm about to do right now is to share with you a tool that I think will help with that whole entire process, because when you're sharing your services, your products, your information, your educational wisdom and nuggets with other people on social, that is a positive way to use it. I think we hear so many negative things about social media right now. And frankly, it's a sad state of affairs that we're in when Facebook has to hire thousands of people just to police live video. So I want to be, and I want also to influence others in my circle to be a positive influence on social media, to use it for good, because I think there's so much potential for that. But part of the thing is you have to be intentional about the strategy that you have, about the content that you're putting out there, especially if it's going to be something that you're trying to use to attract and engage an audience for a true purpose, other than here's what I ate yesterday. Or look how wonderful my kids are, which I share all the time, by the way, on my Facebook personal profile. So anyway, I don't want to digress too much. Let's get into the demo, because I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. But this app, first of all, 22 Social is a startup group that created an app that allows you basically to expand the features of Facebook so that you can literally replace, if you need to, your website, or completely forget about using a website. I do have some thoughts about that. It allows you to expand the features of your Facebook page so you can truly operate your entire presence straight from your Facebook page. And I know that sounds crazy, and trust me, I've tried playing with that over the past couple of years and did not do it successfully because the features and the capabilities just weren't there. But frankly, now with this tool, I think there's just a whole world of opportunities that have opened up. So I wrote down a couple of questions that I thought you might have. So the first one I just answered, which is, what is 22 Social? The second one is, why is it groundbreaking? You know, because I made comments like, it's groundbreaking, it's awesome, this is going to be the bomb, right? So I wrote a couple of different bullet points because I don't want to go any longer than about 20 minutes with this program. So first of all, it alleviates the need to learn WordPress and to design WordPress sites. Now, I've been designing for a long time, so I know what it takes. I know what goes into creating a brilliant WordPress website, and it can be done, but it certainly requires a little bit of a learning curve. For many people, if you're not used to creating and designing websites, it also requires that you're going to be choosing and selecting from a variety of different plugins, which may or may not be premium plugins, meaning that you have to pay for them. So there's a lot of upkeep that can go into a website. And frankly, once you put it up, you still have to do all the work that it takes to attract people to the site, because you can't just build it and they will come. It doesn't work that way. So the first thing is that I think 22 Socials app alleviates that need. The second thing is that it saves you money because it cuts out the expenses that you typically would pay either for a designer, for the different plugins, and just for the maintenance and upkeep. Also for if you're trying to sell products, whether they be physical products or virtual products, it saves you the upkeep and the purchase of e-commerce tools, of adding shopping carts, of adding opt-in services and lead page magnets and all of those different things, because everything is built into the 22 Social app. So I'm going to show you the back end in just a minute, because when I say this, I mean that it's really, really pretty comprehensive. And it also, the final thing, the third thing that I'll share as a benefit is that it takes advantage of the world's biggest online social network, okay? We all know that there's a lot of different social networks out there. There's, goodness, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, Google+, etc., right? But ultimately, we know for a fact that the one that gets the most views, the one that gets the most attention is going to be Facebook. So it takes advantage of the Facebook platform, which of course is going to be an excellent way for you to get visibility. For most businesses, it is a place that you need to have a presence. So those would be my top 3 reasons why I think this is something that you need to pay attention to. So again, I wanted to share with my group first, and I'm checking because I want to make sure I'm able to respond to comments. And sometimes when I use OBS, it doesn't allow me the luxury of being able to see them easily. So let me pull that up and just see if you are there. Hey, I see you guys. What's up? There's my uncle. Hey, Ellen. Ellen, you're going to love this. You're going to love this if you haven't seen it already. Donna, I'm going to answer your question, girl. I promise I'm going to answer that tonight. And then Candace. So thanks, guys, for coming and watching live. And if you're watching the replay, please leave me a comment, too, and let me know if you're enjoying or really getting something out of what I'm going to share. So I gave you some reasons as to why this tool, this app is so groundbreaking. What it can do, I'm going to show you, because I am going to do a live demo and show you the back office that I'm working with, because I just purchased it yesterday and dove in last night and dove in a little bit this afternoon too, just to kind of see what I could do with it. And I was able to do a whole lot in a very short amount of time. You can actually experience this yourself if you go to my Facebook page. You're on my Facebook page now, but you may notice if you're on your desktop or a laptop that on the left-hand side where you see the sidebar, which I'll show you in a second, where you see the sidebar, you have new options that you'll be able to see. So my second and third link that are there will give you a really good taste of what this app can do. Okay. Let me get back to this though. What it can do, you can create a full-blown membership site right inside of Facebook. When they said that, I was really skeptical and my eyebrow raised like, really? Okay, I've heard that before, but you really can. So I'll show you about that. Sweepstakes and contests. So it's very easy to do giveaways. I could have done one tonight if I had really thought about it, but I forgot to do that, to pull something together. Plus, I'm still trying to go through the different tutorials, because here's one really positive advantage with working with these guys is that they have an extensive library of tutorials to teach you exactly how to use the product. So that's awesome. Webinars, you can do webinars. So if you're used to hosting webinars, or if that's something you want to get into as you're promoting your business online and through social media, then you can do webinars and hangouts from right inside of Facebook. Now, you can do that, of course, like I'm doing right now through Facebook Live, but this opens up a whole new option because you can actually charge people to attend your webinars and your events that you have. You can also charge people to be members of your membership site. Now, mind you, Facebook does not want you to sell access to the group only. So if you're using this for a membership program or a membership site, keep in mind that it's about selling the actual content that you're delivering. So if you're delivering a weekly webinar, if you're delivering, tools and resources, different PDF downloads and all these other things, for instance, through a group, which is what I'm going to be doing, and I'll show you the back end of that, then that is your out. That's your way of getting around or working around the idea that you're selling a Facebook group, because you're not selling access to the Facebook group. You're selling access to the content inside of the group. So keep that in mind. The other thing it can do is collect email. So we all know that email is that's a commodity right now. That's a sense of currency online. Your email address is currency. So it allows you to collect a list and build an email list of subscribers that you can then communicate with outside of Facebook, which is so important because you want to nurture and grow those relationships, not just, talk to somebody or connect with somebody one time, especially if you're promoting a business or a cause. So those are the things that I wanted to share with you from the outset. Now I'm going to do a really quick demo, and I'm going to try to make this fast. Hey, Mahasan, it's good to see you, girl. Okay, let's get into the demo. And so I need to switch over to a different view. I'm going to do that here now. Let me make sure that I get it on the right page so I can show you kind of what the back office looks like on 22 Social. All righty. There we go. So this is the back office. This is inside my 22 Social page, okay? And I'm going to give you, by the way, my special affiliate link because I want to make sure that you have access and that you're sharing with them that I'm sharing this with you. So I will give you my affiliate link in just a short few minutes. But this is what the page looks like for 22 Social. But then what happens is when you sign into your own account, so you'll see my account here, you're actually creating multiple apps, okay? So you're actually creating multiple apps, and basically what these apps will do, I'll have to move my face out of the way in a minute so I can really show you this. But what these apps will do is they will give access to certain features. So I'm going to show you two things. I'm going to show you kind of an About Me page that I've created. And I did all of this in one afternoon, by the way. Now, of course, I'm a little bit more technically savvy than a lot of people, but I think that it's still doable even if you're not super technically savvy. Now, it's buffering a little bit probably because I'm on Facebook Live, but I hope it will give me a chance to actually showcase this. So here's what I was telling you about is over here on the left, see my navigation bar? Before, I did not have this Learn More About Us tab, and now I do. And I didn't have this Snack Size Marketers Club tab, which is something that has not yet released to the public. It's only been released to my private group, but hey, you know now that it's coming. It's going to be open and ready to go as of the 15th of this month. Okay, but I want to show you what this looks like inside, okay? So here's what happens is it has now created kind of a, I guess you can call it like a mini landing page. And what I've loaded, it's loading very slowly, probably again because I'm on Facebook Live and I have a lot of different resources pulling from that. But notice what I've done is created here, and if you go onto my website, or not website, I'm already calling it a website, but if you go over here, let me move my face so you can see the full thing here. Let's do that. Okay, so when you create your Facebook page app using 22 Social, when you're in there and you create a new app, what you're doing is you're basically creating a new page inside of your page or a tab inside of your page, okay? And so you have to have a Facebook page in order to use this app. So keep that in mind. You cannot do this with your personal profile. But when you use, so I created one called Learn More About Us, and I just kind of tried to make it mirror a little bit, but be slightly different from my main website, right? So when you go to that tab, you'll actually see a short video. I created a square video. We can talk about how to do that later. I had a little bit about me over here, a contact me button, a read my blog, which will take people to my main website, contact information right there. Then I even have links that take you to our new Snack Size Marketers Club, on-demand courses and guides that I promote, which actually you can promote from right inside of your Facebook page if you're using the shop feature. And then even my private coaching and mentorship program. So all of that is linked in here. Then you have the capability of leaving a comment. And then you can also look over here and see my latest news and see what's going on. So all of that I built this afternoon using this app. And what you do is you basically are sending people directly to this link. So see that link right there, 22s.com/Tanya Smith, takes people directly into this link. So they're kind of bypassing the home page, which Facebook doesn't let you do if you're just sending people to the facebook.com/ whatever your page name is. It's going to take you directly to home. But if you're sending people directly to the link inside your page, and let me show you something else here with the Snack Size Marketers Club. Maybe it's loaded already. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so the difference between the one I just showed you is that that one is totally open to the public. And the one that I'm showing you now is a Marketers Club group that I'm going to be promoting, and it is a paid service. It has a subscription fee of $19 a month. And so it is gated, meaning that there is a locked gate. So you can come in here. Let me show you, not the main content. But when you go to that page, it's going to have a landing page that basically tells you more about what you're subscribing for. And so I added some content there, and when people click Get Instant Access Now, they're able to then sign up, and it's going to take them to PayPal and charge them the subscription fee of $19 a month. This is an exception for my people who are part of the Snack Size Content Creators Group, because they have a special code that will let them get it for less. Hey, but anyway, if you're not a member of that, you can get it for $19 a month, which still is only a couple of cups of coffee a month, which is awesome. So anyway, then what happens is this connects inside of your group, so that where your group is located, you can do it without your group. You can actually take it to a different level and say, hey, I'm going to have my whole membership site inside of my Facebook page. And what you can do is click on templates, and it gives you different templates that you can use. You can even create a whole digital course right inside of Facebook that is gated, that people have to pay for in order to access. Do you guys see the power of what we're talking about here? All of this stuff that's available. Oh my goodness. Okay. So layouts, you can change the style and brand it according to your colors, like I do. I brand everything with my colors. You can change the font so that it fits, your scheme on your website. You can still redirect people to your website, or you can send them to other places. It's totally up to you. You can ask for reviews. You can have them message you from inside of Facebook. I haven't created a welcome video here yet, but I will for those people who are signing up for the group. I'm just telling you, there's so much possibility here. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I really couldn't believe it. I was totally just blown away when I saw this. So you can connect it to your group or have it outside of your group. There was something I wanted to show you. I may not have it up right now, but there is a help function. Let's see if I can get to it. Here's the thing about this. They also have, now I don't know if you've been in this situation before, but I have, where you find yourself buying a product or a service online, and then you struggle with trying to figure out how to use it, right? And so you're trying to find help, and you're trying to find tutorials, and, oh, they're not ready yet, is often the answer that I will get with some of these things. They're so complex most of the time. And this one has a little bit of complexity to it, but I would say it's moderate, meaning that you would take some time to definitely go through the tutorials. So the average techie person or the average person who's not afraid of technology, you won't have trouble using this as long as you go through the tutorials, because they're very detailed and they have housed a complete library of help and knowledge or answers to your questions about the app. So I would not fear that at all. If you're new, so here's Donna's question about if you're brand new and you're just starting out, I honestly think you're almost in a better position than if you're somebody like me who has had systems in place forever that it's taken you years to put together, and all kinds of different plugins that you're paying for and all of that, because you're starting from scratch and building up. And really, if you pay the one-time fee, which I do have my affiliate link on the page right now, right here at the bottom. You'll see that there, snacksize.it/Tanya22social. If you get this and you pay the one-time fee for the year, it's going to, by leaps and bounds, save you a ton of money over and above the different types of plugins and the time that it takes to set up your WordPress website. So I'm just really geeked about this, and I had to make sure I shared this with my friends and my colleagues, my business buddies, because I think that it's a game changer. I really see that. Okay, so a couple of things. I'll give you some pros and cons, because I cannot leave here. I gave you a little bit of a demo, but I can't leave you without sharing some of the things I don't like. So the things that I really like first. I like the idea that this will turn Facebook into a full-blown website opportunity, a web presence for you, especially if you don't already have a website up and running. So this gives you kind of a jump start for you to be able to use this. The second thing I like is that it will help you to take advantage of the search engine optimization, SEO, of Facebook. So instead of you hiring someone to come in and do SEO, and instead of you trying to figure out how to SEO every blog post, you can literally use Facebook's juice, Google search juice, to get attention. Okay, so you still have to think about keywords, and you still want to have some basic level of knowledge of SEO if you're really trying to promote yourself through an online presence. But I think it's going to be much easier because you're taking the advantage of an already popular and highly populated audience on Facebook. So that's another thing. Here's something I need to show you real quick that I thought was interesting, and I'm still not sold on it, so I'm going to put it in my meh category, okay? But that is, if you are struggling with like getting people to see your blog, so you've been blog posting your behind off, right? You've been writing these weekly posts and you don't get people to see them. Another thing that you can actually do is use your notes function. And really, I don't think I'll even demo this. I'm just going to share with you that this is possible. But when you're in Facebook, you have the opportunity to actually create a note. So if you're on your page, you know how it has that little section where you can do live video, post a message, all those different things. If you create a note, you can turn your note into a blog post, which I didn't even think about until the guys at 22 Social and Kim Garst, who introduced me to this, said that. I was thinking, okay, so you can literally take your blog post content and syndicate that in Facebook Notes and then use that as kind of a blog, right? Now that does lead me into my don't likes or my question marks, okay? So my don't likes are something I discovered about the group connection. So if you connect 22 Social, so you created your membership site, you know, pages, your landing page or whatever, and you've connected it to your your Facebook group. When you do that, you have to use either open or closed groups. You're going to use a closed group if it's going to be something that you're charging people a subscription fee for, okay? When you use a closed group instead of a secret group, that means it's searchable on Facebook. So people can search out your group and find you, and they can request to join your group beyond anything that you're doing with 22 Social. So they're not going through a gateway, they're not going through a page, they're just requesting. So I'm going to make my point here in a second. They can do that there, but then you're also getting requests to join from the connection you just made on 22 Social. So what's happening is you're going to have to find a way, and I'm going to strategically figure that out, and I'll maybe share some tips with those of you who are going to actually invest in this. But you have to find a way to kind of keep track of the ones who are actually requesting to join because they paid your subscription fee and they want access to the content that you're delivering weekly, monthly, etc. And those who didn't, the ones who are just requesting to join because, hey, I found it on Facebook. So you're going to have to find a way to actually manipulate that list and to make sure you're tracking and ignoring people that are not actually paid members if you're expecting them to be paid in order to have access to the group. Because the beauty of the secret group is that they couldn't find it unless they had already gone through your membership process on your own website. So that thing I don't quite like, and I'm going to have to figure my way around that. The other thing that I'm not so sure of is that I'm a little concerned still, in spite of everything they've said and I've seen, still a little concerned about the idea that you put all your eggs in one basket. Because let's face it, Facebook is Facebook. And frankly, when they want to shut you down, if they want to shut you down, they can shut it down. And so that way, they then are creating a bit of a conundrum for you in that you created all this content and built up all these members, etc. And now they've shut your page down and you can't get anybody to answer reasons why or to help it be reinstated, at least not quickly. So the positive, on the flip side of that, what they shared with me is that they do have, that this is the plus side, that 22 Social is actually storing your content on their servers. So that's number one. Secondly, if you connect your 22 Social to a CRM, so to like your MailChimp or, you know, one of your email marketing service in some way, if you connect it to that, then you're pulling the email information into that outside service anyway. Okay, so you are still going to have a backup plan. You'll have all your content on this 22 Social site or their servers, and you're also going to then have your email list will still be available to you if you make the connection. So you have to integrate it and make sure it gets integrated. Okay, so that's my only salvation on that issue, but I still worry a little bit about putting all eggs in one basket. We're going to try it and see. And I'll share with you my thoughts as we move forward with this. But I really do think that it's awesome. There's one other thing that I'll tell you is a con for me, and that is that the navigation bar that I showed you on the side does not show up on a mobile device. And we all know that people are looking at social networking and social media through their mobile device these days. So that sidebar does not show up on a mobile, which is why you want to have the specific link to, for instance, your membership page or your learn more about us, like you saw that I had created. So you'll have to have your specific link that you're sharing out, not just your generic Facebook page, come like me and watch my stuff link, okay? Because your mobile device will not share that. But I hope that you'll try it. I'm going to check and see if I have any questions that have popped up, so that I can access those and answer them for you. Donna, I hope I answered the question for you. I think that it would be worth it. And I think, again, that you're probably in a better position if you are starting out fresh than you would be if you already have all these different systems, because then you're like, dang, I just renewed my subscription for whatever plugin, and now you got this one-time fee that you can pay and have all of that in one place. So here's a question. Do you think people having to give their date of birth from their Facebook profile to get through the gate would be a deterrent? So that's a great question, and I don't know necessarily that I remember seeing it ask for my date of birth. I don't know that I remember seeing that. So Donna, I'll have to check that out, but that's a great question. I would suggest that, here's the thing, what people are doing is they're actually logging in and signing up through their Facebook profile. So keep in mind that whatever you're sharing with Facebook, it's already out there anyway. You do have the capability, however, of shutting down certain privacy aspects and not sharing certain things if you choose not to. So what I highly encourage you to do, and it's not just for this app, but for any other app or any other connections that you're making with your Facebook profile, you want to make sure you go ahead and adjust your privacy settings So to your preference, okay? So I don't know the exact answer to that, and I don't believe that it will be, Donna, just simply because people use Facebook in so many other ways right now, and I did not get a specific request myself to enter any date of birth information, although it may already be pulling in, and I'll go ahead and check that to make sure, okay? So that I can give you a real official answer on that. Meanwhile, I think I'm about to shut this thing down because I've got to run, and it's 8:30, and I promised I would keep it 20 to 30 minutes long. But if you do have any questions that I might have missed, please feel free to leave the questions in the comments here, and I'll come back and answer those and make sure that you get an answer. Or you can private message me as well over at Tanya Smith Online. Just go to my Facebook page, and if you're watching from a different site, because this will also be on YouTube. If you go to Facebook, you'll find me at Tanya Smith Online. So my answer as far as whether or not this is a worthwhile product, I think so. I think it's worth it. I think it's going to get pricier over time. So if you're an earlier adopter than a later adopter, I think it would be worth your while to try it now. And that way you know if you want it or you don't. All right. Okay, there you go. Exactly, Donna, thank you for that. So Donna checked and she said, I thought they said it would ask for their profile. I thought date of birth was included. So yes, I see it's what the person's privacy is. So yes, you have the ability to be able to go in and change and update your privacy settings. So you definitely, as a user of this type of product, and basically as a user of Facebook in general, will want to be really confident that you have your privacy settings set up the way you want them to be set up, so that you're not sending and sharing information that you don't want out there in the public. And I would encourage everybody to look at that, whether you get this app or not. Danetta Thompson, yes. Better build a list, because if it goes down, you can have a way to keep up with your people. I agree with you, and that's why I say definitely you would want to integrate with your MailChimp or your Aweber or whatever it is you're using as an email list server. They actually have instructions and tutorials to teach you how to combine or connect all of your pages that you're using inside of 22 Social with your email marketing service provider. That way you have a backup. And they, of course, are backing up the rest of your content. So the pages and things that you're creating are not part of Facebook. They're inside the app. They're inside the 22 Social server. So I think that that's important to mention too. So thank you so much for those comments. Love it. All right. Okay, guys, I know you have other things to do, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up and let you go. But I really have appreciated you spending time with me this evening. And I hope you'll go to snacksize.it/Tanya22Social and tell them that I sent you, especially if you're going to try this thing out, because I think that it really will be the right move for some of you. And others, it may not be, because it is going to still take you some time to learn. You're going to have a little bit of a learning curve. And then meanwhile, I'll definitely be inviting you guys over the coming weeks after the 15th to the Snack Size Marketers Club. If you happen to get in early, that's okay. Just know that we're under construction still. We have some posts and things and content that we're pulling together, because I have a